Another show that I loved to watch when I was a kid, and there was a few shows that I watched before school, and this is one of them. Because I watched like Leave It to Beaver, Gilligan's Island, the Andy Griffin Show, and this show is I Dream of Jeannie. And I thought it was a really funny show. I love the concept. Owning a genie, to be the master of a genie, the possibilities of things you could do is unlimited. So I thought it was a really cool idea. And Barbara Eden also was very attractive. Now, the show was on TV for 5 years. And, it's kind of funny because Nelson would never use, not never, but most of the time, not use her powers for anything, personal gain. He wouldn't do it. Kind of like Bewitched, where his wife, Samantha, he didn't want her to use her powers for anything. He wanted her to just be a normal housewife. And Nelson, he didn't want her using her powers, but they weren't like going together. Now, eventually they did fall in love, and then they got married, and I thought that was awesome. But yeah, all the mischief that they got into, and then of course it always worked out. I love that. And on top of that, Jeannie had a evil twin, which also in Bewitched, she had an evil twin. But that was really cool to see her playing a role like that, where she's being naughty and mean and cruel, but yet it always worked out in the end. Now, down below will be a link to Wikipedia so you can read on I Dream of Jeannie, but also will be a link to her biography that I watched today. I didn't know it, but she had 2 children. One had just recently died of a drug overdose, and I thought that was really sad. She was crying, and that was her only child, because the other child actually died inside her, and she had to carry the child for 2 months before it could be delivered and took out. So just imagine, you actually have a child inside you dead, and you got to carry it to the full term, and then the child is is buried. But also, I did not know it, but her husband was actually in the show. He was the Blue Djinn. So I had no idea. That was really cool, because I've seen him, I think only a couple times was he in the show. But 5 years is a pretty good run for a show like that. And it was always funny because Nelson was trying to keep his bosses and his friend, although his friend eventually found out and he let him in on the secret. But all those people that he worked with, he was always trying to keep them from finding out the truth, and they'd almost find out. And I thought it was funny. So anyway, that was one of my top favorite shows that I used to watch right before I went to school every morning. All right, let me know in the comments below if you liked that show, and or if you didn't, why. And thank you for watching, and God bless.